Irish whiskey, the finest, the tastiest, the smoothest liquid gold in the world. And O'Reilly Auto Parts. Order your parts online at O'ReillyAuto.com and get free curbside pickup. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC. The president in attendance, Mauricio Suleiman. Along with the IBF, the president is Daryl Peoples. Judging at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Barry Lindemann, and Steve Weisfeld. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing with a highly anticipated showdown between a battle of pound-for-pound greats for the unified WBC and IBF welterweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing purple trunks with white trim, fighting out of and representing his home of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 146 3/4 pounds. His record stands at 36 wins, 2 losses, with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. In his 10th world title appearance, and having captured the unified super lightweight and welterweight titles, tonight he attempts to regain and reclaim the welterweight crown. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the renowned, top-rated world contender, the acclaimed former 2-division champion of the world, introducing Danny "Swift" Garcia. And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with pink trim, fighting out of and proudly representing Dallas, Texas. He weighed in at a ready 146 1/2 pounds. Truly one of the stars of boxing and pound-for-pound greats. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 26 wins, no losses, 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, in a remarkable return to the ring, he is making his 5th world title appearance. Defense of his title, ladies and gentlemen, here is the former U.S. Olympian and current sensational, reigning and defending undefeated WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world, introducing the truth, Errol Spence Jr. The referee in charge now to give instructions, Thomas Taylor.
Marker. Okay, corner. Trunks are a little high, so I'm going to give him to the middle of the letters here. He's also going to get to the middle of the letters here, okay? Trunks are a little high. I gave you instructions in the back, gentlemen. Protect yourselves at all times and listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Tonight's odds are provided by Fox Bet. If you bet $100 on the favorite, that's Errol Spence, you win $25. If you bet $100 on Danny Garcia, he's a big underdog, you'd win $250. The payout $350. And we are trending #1 in the United States on Twitter. Welterweight championship of the world. Danny Garcia says, "I believe I can hurt him." The first round, vitally important to see the effects of that car crash on Errol Spence and the strategy of Danny Garcia. We're underway, round #1. Spence pressing forward already, behind the jab. Garcia fires a right hand back. Garcia wants to dictate the pace. He normally takes the air out of the ball and will slow things down. He is content to counterpunch in most of his fights.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, give a guy pressure in the first round when he's pressuring you. And Spence is really doing the right thing. This is how he fought. This is how he fights.
I agree 100%, Lennox. And Danny Garcia would be wise to take his time here and at least size up what Errol Spence has got and land when he can and defend himself when he has to.
Spence already able to land that jab to the body. And he is active with that jab. It's an effortless jab. Right hands to the body from Danny Garcia, able to land a few of his own.
Now, it's worth noting that Danny Garcia is 5-0 against southpaws. He's fought 5 southpaws. He's 5-0 against them. Now, he's never fought anybody exactly like Errol Spence, but, you know, it's a little feather in his cap right here. He's never lost to one.
Yeah, the last southpaw that he boxed against was
Ivan Redkach.
And you know, he was practicing the right hand to the body, so I'm expecting the right hand to Spence's body right now, because he's been practicing that with the last southpaw, so he's going to do it with this one.
You know, Garcia able to block that left hand to the body. Errol Spence is the most accurate body puncher in boxing. He is able to land with that left hand continually, and Garcia able to block that. That could be significant in this fight. There's a shot that landed from Spence. Good combination.
Well, Spence landed, but Danny Garcia connected with a counter right hand left hook. So, you know, this is what Danny's good at. You touch him, he'll play tag with you really well. He doesn't want to sit on the ropes, I can tell you that, Brian.
Spence coming in with that left hand, charging hard, but you're absolutely right. Garcia will do subtle things that are sometimes difficult to see. Comes in with that right hand to the body, but he is able to respond and counter punch effectively. He'll counter right hand, drive Spence back.
There's another example of it. Spence landed the straight left to the belly, and Garcia countered with the right hand up top.
Do you think he can hurt Errol Spence? I mean, everybody can hurt everybody, Joe, but, you know, do you think he can actually land and hurt Spence?
It's hard to hurt Spence. He's been hit by, you know, some of the best guys in the division. I've really never seen him hurt.
A lot of tension in this building, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but Danny Garcia, anytime he's throwing his punches, he's throwing his punch with his body behind him. He knows how to use his weight.
He does. He does. That's why Thurman said he's the hardest hitting guy he's been in the ring with.
Garcia able to land with the jab to the body. The left hand there from Spence. Spence is usually content to slow. And there's a right hand from Garcia, straight up the middle, able to land.
And, you know, Garcia's right hand is not coming straight. It's like a whipping right hand. And he throws it very well.
Yeah, he knows how to fight a southpaw. And Spence is, again, trying to put on that pressure. But he's got to be careful not to get clipped by a counter punch himself.
Final seconds there of round number 1. We'll take another look, and we'll try to get Shawn Porter's prediction now, right? We've seen one round.
Now, Errol Spence with a jab. Danny Garcia parried it and missed with the counter right hand. Here goes that body shot. Garcia throws that little chopping right, and then a left hook that landed on top of the head. So that's what he'll do to you. And there's that little sweeping right you were talking about, Lennox. But see, Danny Garcia knows how to fight a southpaw. And, you know, you got to use the lead right hand at the right time, and he does it. And the other thing that Danny Garcia does is he'll move to the left hand of a southpaw, which is completely opposite of what you're taught normally. And, you know, southpaws expect you to go to their right hand side. And if you change that up like Garcia does, it's a little confusing for southpaws.
Spence is totally committed to the body. 10 of his 15 landed punches were to the body, and sometimes they're hard to see, but even in that exchange you can see Spence is able to snake in a shot and land a good body shot on Danny Garcia.
You're right. When he goes to the body, he usually lands. It's rare that Errol Spence misses with a body shot.
And he outlands against everybody, Joe. It's remarkable. Like what he did against Mikey Garcia was incredible. But he is able, he just outlands everybody. He's probably going to outland Garcia. It's just a matter tonight if Garcia can do damage with the shots he lands.
You're right.
Yeah, but, you know, Garcia is a very tricky fighter, and he moves well, and he tries to set traps for his opponents. Just when you think you have him and you're getting him, he comes out with a punch, a left hook or right hand, or a body punch.
We will find, by the way, I hope Kate Abdo is up there recording the predictions now for Shawn Porter, because we believe Shawn is ready to make his predictions. So that's it for round 1. But, you know, I'm sure there is information to be processed after round 1. So, Lennox, you first. What did we learn in round 1 from the fitness of Spence and the strategy of Garcia?
No, I expect Spence to come out like this, and I expected Garcia to come out like he did. Like I said, he's going to pick his moments. He hasn't reached that moment yet. He's still checking out Spence and seeing what he can do. But he's just, you know, warming up into the first couple rounds.
But Spence looks like Spence, doesn't he, Joe? I mean, that looks like Errol Spence.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's kind of what I said going into this thing. And I agree with Shawn. Give him a round. Let's see what Errol Spence looks like exactly. And he looks like just that nice left hand right there. He looks like his old self. He's putting on pressure. He's taking chances. He's looking to win this fight. I don't see any hesitation in his style or his demeanor at all.
Right, you know, Spence, if you watch Errol Spence against either Kell Brook, Mikey Garcia, Shawn Porter in the early rounds, you'd say, hey, this is competitive, he has his hands full. And then in the later rounds, he busted up Brook, made him quit, befuddled Garcia, and knocked down Shawn Porter. So if this is what we see with Spence now, he usually gets better and better.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But, you know, again, Danny Garcia is probably in the best shape of his life. He'll be good down the stretch himself. That doesn't mean that Errol Spence can't, you know, put some real hurt on him and stop him later on in the fight. That could happen.
Oh, caught him there, a little off balance with the jab after he threw the haymaker right hand.
Yeah,
he's able to drive Spence back a little bit. That could be significant.
Yeah, that was a good haymaker left hand by Spence.
Now, the probability of Spence knocking Danny Garcia out, I might add, I don't think is high. I think this is a long distance fight, because both of these guys are very savvy and very experienced.
I thought that was interesting in the last few
not
seconds.
prone to get knocked out.
Right, like just to see Danny Garcia able to get physical, land a shot, drive Spence back. Again, that's a little more information to take here. And that's clearly after the bell.